Another thing we do is we don't stop to think. Obviously, if it's a time deadline thing and we've been given 3 months to work it out, that's different. But often what happens is someone comes and says, make up your mind, make a decision. Under pressure. And we don't stop to think about it. And part of that reason, it's a very common thing, is because we think we will look a fool if we don't say something. Well, we should know, shouldn't we? This person who's come to us with their agenda already knows. And so often what happens is they try and push us, bully us, into making a decision. Because, and often it's based on the fact that, well, I'm going to look stupid if I don't say something, so I'll say this. I'll say what they want to say. What do you want me to say? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And the reality is that a considered answer is a valued answer. And most of the time, I mean, if you think about it, if someone says, let me think about that, I'll get back to you. And then they get back to you, they say, I've given it a great amount of thought and da-da-da-da, based on da-da-da-da-da-da. You go, wow. They spend some time thinking about it. Rather than feeling like they've just got to answer it. And as a general rule, the reason we're feeling under pressure is because they've got the agenda, they're pushing us in a certain direction, and we don't want to look like an idiot, so we go blah. And all we've got to do is go, stop, let me think about it. And if more of us did more of that, we would be in a much better position. Which brings me on to our next point. Imagine if we had the time to just flip a coin. You got your coins? Heads yes, tails no. Want to make a decision about something? This is the easiest way of doing it, guys. A flip of the coin. Think of something you want to make a decision on and flip it. No. Come on. Guys, if we're flipping the coin, it's not about flipping the coin, obviously. Well, fate, let's see what happens. It's more about how we feel about it. Exactly what you did. Oh! That's the answer. Because you know. It's not about heads, yes, tails, no, I've got to go with that. It's how we feel about the answer. If it's heads, yes, and it's, oh yes, look, I got it. Absolutely. And if it's best of 3, guess what? You may as well go, no, I'm not going to do that. It's the opposite of what it's told us. It's a really simple process. Is you go, flip a coin. And it's not about whether, it's absolutely not about going with the answer. It's how you feel about what the coin's just answered you. If it feels fine, well, that's fine. If you go, it's like, well, maybe I should be doing the other thing. It's really simple. It's very profound, very powerful.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why is it we feel
Not
that...
a rabbit.
No,
Rabbit's out of the question.
no.
Kerry's going, yes.
You. Why is it that we feel that if we made a wrong decision, to tell our friends and family, no, that course of life didn't quite work out, we've got to do something else. Why do we... Well, I feel so embarrassed about that. And yet, if friends come to me and say, do you know what, this didn't work out, I would never feel, how embarrassing for you. So why is it I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but it's just incredibly shameful to make the wrong decision and to have to change your plan.
Because in essence, and we'll get to right at the end of the lecture, I make this statement in equivalence, and that is, in essence, we believe mistakes aren't okay. That's the thing, is we've grown up to believe mistakes aren't okay. And the truth of the matter is, mistakes are imperative to our growth. But we believe that mistakes aren't okay. And it's part of the way we were brought up. It's part of society's conditioning, or the way we get conditioned by society. And if you think about it, little Johnny, he's just learning how to walk and he falls over. Imagine if we go, well, little Arthur, is he walking yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course he's walking. But imagine if every time he fell over, you go, oh, you useless idiot. He'd stay crawling. But actually, every time he falls over, you go, oh, it's okay, get up, here we go. He's like, oh, mistakes are okay then. Oh, okay, here I keep going. It's not even a mistake, I don't even know what that was, I just fell. But if we, whenever a child fell over, said, actually, you've just screwed up, we would all be, if everybody did that, we'd all be crawling around on our hands and knees. The truth of the matter is, it's when we get past that we start getting beaten up as such. Because don't touch that, what are you doing with that? Oh, you've just broken that, you silly child. And we get conditioned about the mistakes aren't okay. And with the best will in the world, we get conditioned into that. And we've got to relearn that principle. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Because it's okay when someone else makes it, oh, that's okay. So we know for other people, it's for ourselves, it's our internal voice, our internal driver.
So where does that come from? Is it parental? Or just...
It's more than parental. It's kind of like almost like a group consciousness thing, because it's everywhere.
Okay.
So, I mean, yes, we could blame our parents because they're the closest things to us. It's the. But the reality is, it's all over, and it's one of the things that, as a society, it would be really good to unlearn. And there are some cultures that are quite happy. Mistakes are fine. They are really part of growth. But they're absolutely in the minority. Okay, moving right along. So that coin flipping thing is about the gut feel, and it's the gut feel that's usually right. That's the deal. It's the gut feel that's usually right. And how often have you made a decision because someone's forced you into, or you've been pushed into it, or bullied, or da-da-da-da-da. It's gone wrong, and you go, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Or I should have done that. I knew it was wrong. Because you, the being, knew. Someone else was saying, do this, do this, do this. One of the reasons why, and some of you have come to see me, you'll never hear me say, you must now do that. I will say, go and investigate this. I will never tell anybody what to do. Occasionally someone will say, but you told me to go and do such and such and such. No. Because it's just not a problem. Okay. So, next thing quickly. Got the time. Has anybody got a time schedule? Time clock?
Good.
This is really quite an important one. And it's a very useful, it's a bit like the coin flipping one. And ask the question, what would so-and-so do in this situation? Now you can use some kind of figure, some kind of guru, somebody that you know would apply wisdom and insight to the question at hand. It can be a parent, it could be some relation, somebody that you know is not going to just be silly or be running an agenda even. And often how this works is you go, well, what would so-and-so do? You try not to be too etheric, as in, what would God say about this? I don't know. So try and have, if you can, a real person that you can connect to,